for this coming presentation is Prevalence of head lice with resistant gene and risk factor of head lice infection in Thai rural children, presented by Ms. Napatsorn Sata.
Good morning. I'm Napatsorn Sata, 5th year medical student from Phramongkutklao College of Medicine. It's my honor to present you prevalence of head lice with resistant gene and risk factor of head lice infestation in Thai rural children. Pediculosis or head lice infestation is one of the most common health issues worldwide. Most of the infestation was reported mainly in school-age girl population. Although the high efficacy of the treatment, the reinfestation rate is still high. There are many treatment options for pediculosis, divided into pharmacologic and non-pharmacologic treatment. Permethrin is commonly used in Thailand. Mechanism of permethrin is to delay repolarization of voltage-gated sodium channel, which causes paralysis of the insect. Since permethrin has been widely used in past decades, a large number of treatment failure or recurrent case has been reported. There are many factors associated with treatment failure, but our studies are focusing on the genetic drug resistance factor. We're interested in the knockdown resistant mutation, which is the 3-point mutation, the amino acid substitution on the M815I, T917I, and R920F that can be identified on the alpha subunit of voltage-sensitive sodium channel or VSSC genes. Once the mutation presents, whether in alone or combination, reducing the susceptibility to permethrin and can be used as a molecular biomarker. So, from the information that I've mentioned, it can be concluded to our objectives of the study. First is to study the prevalence of head lice infestation and associated behavior and risk factors. And this study is a preliminary study of knockdown resistance mutation in VSSC gene in an unexposed to permethrin population. Our study is a cross-sectional study conducted in Prevalence. Our target participant is a student 5 to 15 years old studying in Ban Mai Saitong School. The participant with permethrin allergy or participant without legitimate representative were excluded. Data collection process is divided into 2 sections. First section is a risk factor and demographic data which will be collected using questionnaires. The other section is collected head lice specimen from an active infested participant using fine-tooth delousing comb. The specimen was preserved in 95% alcohol. Next is the process of DNA extraction. The entire genomic DNA was isolated from head lice tissue samples using genomic DNA extraction kits. The scheme is on the right side show of the brief procedures. The PCR was performed to amplify the alpha subunit of voltage-sensitive sodium channel genes that contain the KDR mutation fragment. The thermal cycling condition was shown in the table. Next, our PCR product would go through a restriction fragment length polymorphism reaction using SSPI restriction enzyme, which recognizes the AAT-ATT restriction site. When the T917I amino acid substitution occurs, the restriction enzyme is able to recognize its restriction site. There are 3 expected patterns: the homozygous susceptible, heterozygous genotype, and homozygous resistant. Those fragments would identify by electrophoresis in 2.5 agarose gel and TBE buffer. As for the result, from 104 participants, the prevalence of head lice infestation is about 36%, with female as a majority of 95%. The risk factor that have been studied consists of gender, educational level or age group, length of hair, hygiene, amount of people sharing rooms, and sharing personal items. The The final multivariate analysis showed that female gender and educational level at grades 4 to 6 have statistically significant risk factor of haze lice infestation. The total of 69 specimens underwent through DNA extraction and amplification of KDR gene fragment process. The knockdown-resistant gene fragments were isolated from 51 louse samples. Electrophoresis was done to identify all 3 mutation genotypes, and this is our final result. The frequency of homozygous sensitive, heterozygous resistant, and homozygous resistant were 19, 22, and 13 samples. The resistant genotyping is calculated from the homozygous resistant and heterozygous resistant, which is about 68%. The prevalence of the infestation is about 46%, and the potential risk include female gender and age group. Despite not statistically significant, we find the hair length, host contact, and sharing personal belongings associated with risk of infestation. And overall frequency of the KDR mutation is about 0.868, which is considerably high comparing to the previous studies. And this could be due to our main limitation and bias that the number of the infested children in the rural area tends to be high. And our study size is relatively small because we conduct the study during the COVID-19 outbreak. And this might not represent the real situation. And mostly our participants come from the snowball sampling, which means their parents are interested in head lice screening, or they are at risk for infestation from contacting the infected person. Our study result can be used as a documented data. Further study should collect more number of live samples through more area of Thailand in the future. Thank you for our advisor, and thank you for your attention.
Thank you for valuable information.
Do our judges have any comments or any questions?
May I ask that you collect the data during COVID-19 outbreak, and so the girls in your grade group 4 to 6 grade is alone, take the online course at home, not joining in the classroom, all right?
Mostly it's during COVID-19, and for the Ban Mai Saiton school it's the end of semester, and for the grades 4 to grade 6 they have an activity at school so there are mainly participants that participate in our studies.
So all the grades that no significance, the little one, the kindergarten and grade 1 or 2 or grade 3 is in classroom also?
Yes.
It's the same?
Yes. There's a gap that the kindergarten in the 1 to 3 grade studies together. There's something like that.
Let's move to our online judges.
Yes, how do you explain the high prevalence in the grade 4 to grade 6?
You mean the high infestation rate?
Yes.
Because mostly the grade 4 to grade 6 has is the first grade that has no restriction rule of the length of hair, and mostly in the class are female population.
Yes. And you said you use the snowball sampling.
Because not all of the grade 4 to 6 is currently at the school, so after the first group of the participants were collected the studies, there's a more participant recruit from the social media or online by these participants to recruit more of the participants to join our study.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you so much.